Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our first session of our Vecna Eve of Ruin campaign. I am your Dungeon Master, Dungeon Mister, joined by our wonderful players tonight. You guys can say hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
Oh, hey there.
Hello.
And this is the start of a journey that we are going on for the rest of our lives. No, but yeah, there's really no way to start it other than at the start, right? We gotta begin at the start or start at the beginning of a brand new game. So let's just get into the dang thing, huh? So, Faerun has known its fair share of troubles. The entire Sword Coast can claim a number of them. But there's something stirring in the fabric of the entire universe. Whispers and secrets hidden beneath the veil of reality. Some just under the surface. Others still buried deep. A fragment of one such whisper is a name, rightly feared by any who know it, though forgotten by most. Vecna. But it's just a name, right? How much power can one secret really hold? Especially one that's just a whisper, forgotten or lost, broken. But we'll find out, maybe. Our tale starts, as many do, a gathering. A number of heroes have been called forth. For what reason, they do not know. But the secret will be revealed. We see a quieter part of the fair city of Neverwinter, distant from Castle Never itself, in a inauspicious abode belonging to the ruler of the city, Lord Daggle Neverember. It is here the call has been made. Quaint villa, torchlights and candles lit to keep the shadows at bay. See a few figures approaching the door outside this well-guarded establishment. As we look down upon this darkened evening along the cobblestone streets, who would like to go first to tell us who is arriving at this abode? As you guys kind of all arrive at the same time-ish, like within a minute or so, you know. Who's first to arrive?
I like to think Clarissa arrives first.
Okay.
She very much of the philosophy, early is on time is late. So even a minute earlier is okay. I guess she just walks into the room.
Well, you guys are just outside currently. Or
Oh,
you know
okay.
what? Yeah,
So we're just
you know what? Yeah, you walk
sitting
in.
up.
You can walk into the room, being escorted
Mhm.
in, given to the entry room, the foyer of the small estate, this villa. Uh, what do you look like?
Okay. Well, Larissa she's a rather tall, lithe woman, so staying at 5'11". She has a very tan olive-like complexion, the hazily green eyes, and she has an absolute mass of blonde, partially bleached blonde, sun bleached, head of curls on her. Not very well kept, but she tries. She is wearing very, I guess you would call it fancy clothes, upper class, but not noble. And yeah, she's just walking in, and she has her little familiar Morgana, a winged cat, just walking beside her. In a very above it all attitude, Morgana has. Yeah.
Fair enough. As you enter into this foyer, you can hear some hushed voices in the next room as a servant would approach you and just kind of like have some sort of refreshment, probably some grapes and some water and or wine, maybe a small glass of something a little stronger. The human individual just approaches. Yes, the Lord will be a moment. Please take what you need. He will be with you shortly.
Thank you. And she takes a glass of water.
And not but a moment before you get your glass of water. Who would be next to enter?
I can go.
Okay.
So, to anyone watching this villa, they would note a rather dark shadow quickly move over the villa and dart away. A second later, a figure comes floating down out of the sky and lands right outside the villa with a light touch. This is Brindreg. He's of about average height, slightly slender build, with large amounts of black hair, kind of messy but pulled back. He's wearing tones of leather and green. His most striking features are his glowing green eyes, and he seems to have patches of scales, bronze colored, on his arms, on his chest, along the side of his face, and who knows where else. He has a kind of a sly grin on his face, and he looks up and he waves and says, "Thanks." And he looks around and grins and walks into the villa.
As you kind of like say thanks from above, the pair of guards that are probably outside kind of look curiously upwards, shrug to each other. They seem to recognize you at least a little bit, and usher you inside where you would see Larissa.
Oh, Larissa. Fancy seeing you here.
Don't think it's much of a coincidence, though.
Nothing
be
with us is
surprised if
ever a coincidence.
That is very true, my dear. I suppose we should be waiting for the rest of the boys then?
Yes. I hope they'll behave for once. Well, maybe a little.
They have never been ones to behave, and we both know that.
And that's why we like them. He'll grin ear to ear.
As you're getting reacquainted, does anyone else show up together, if at all? Or if whoever's next? Or is everyone separate?
I can show up with Jeff.
Fair enough.
Jeff would be paying him very little attention as I go from shrubbery to hedge to tree, scoping out all little nooks and crannies of the area.
As you're kind of going hopping to hiding spot to hiding spot, I'm just walking right down middle of the road, waving at people as we're passing. The dude is a human male, long brown straight hair, short facial hair, wearing brightly colored, multicolored martial art robes. He has wrappings around his hands, and just almost a permanent smile on his face as he just very lightly is walking, waving at people.
With a stark comparison to Jeff.
Jeff, who looks ripped as hell, is about 6 feet tall, but his main feature is this helm that gives off, a glowing red light from his eyes. And he's probably, a little bit tanned, early 20s, and just, taking himself too seriously, possibly.
For sure. For sure. But I would say as you approach, as dude is greeting the guards at the door, one of them would kind of gasp and like didn't know the dread was gonna be here tonight.
I'll lean in to his ear and say, "Yes, the owl hunts at night." Is it some kind of password that neither of us actually, or I don't actually know that as a password. I'm just making one up on the spot.
It would be like, yes, the owls. Of course, they,
Mhm.
sir.
Yes, exactly.
I'll go up to the other guard and kind of give him just this really elaborate handshake as my password.
Okay, so he's trying to keep up with your handshake, and he's just like, do you fist bump? Oh, is it exploding next? I don't. Grab. Okay, yeah. He's trying. Like he's not able to keep up, but he's definitely trying. The other guy kind of opening the door. Well, I think some of your companions are here already. While the other guy's just lost and kind of thinking about how many steps that handshake was.
All right, well, hey, let's go check on the others. Good to see him again. How long's it been? A couple weeks.
Weeks? What?
I try to keep up.
Oh.
And we'll head in.
All right. Say, right as you two are heading in, probably at the same time, maybe right behind you. Say, our elven companion, maybe sneaking up with elven quietness he's known for.
Nero would be cloaked up, his hood up. You wouldn't really see him right now, his face, but he'd have a long flowing red cloak, his leather armor, and a large white lynx with green marking following right beside him as he just approaches the guard.
I just
And
kind of nods like, yeah, welcome.
lower his hood, and you see a very pale elf, short flowing blonde hair, and very light green eyes.
All right. Kind of as you catch up to both Jeffrey and Dude, I would say all three of you would be greeted by the dim lit and not super elaborate, but still nice looking interior of the villa. This foyer kind of opens up into a small courtyard, and you would all hear these kind of just slight talks in the next room, but you would also see Larissa and Brindreg. Brindreg?
Yes, Greg.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm pronouncing that right. But you would see them in here kind of just having a quiet conversation.
Speak the name of trouble, and it does appear.
You know we're always coming in when there's trouble, Brindreg.
I don't know about trouble, but it's good to see you guys again. And I'll walk forward and give Larissa a hug, and then give Merndre a hug.
It will be returned.
Oh, okay. It's good to see you too.
Well, last to arrive in the shadows, or out of, just walking the street. I'm not sure if you're walking
Just
in the
walking.
shadows. Just walking down the street. Guards would kind of feel alerted to a presence. Who goes there?
Zomkog, and I will hand them the letter of invitation.
Both of them kind of on
Sorry, I'm late.
edge, seeing a orc. But what do you look like as you arrive at this villa?
He is a hulking individual, standing 6'8", but a gray-skinned orc with a freshly shaved head and a well-manicured beard at the moment. While an imposing figure, trying not to be as imposing as possible. But he is in a bit of a hurry. He does understand he is late.
Guards like, okay, I don't remember the story is saying there was an orc, but seems to be in order. Sorry. You can go on in.
Oh, thank you. He will not hurriedly, but with purpose, walk in the general direction.
All right. Heading into the same foyer that leads into the courtyard where your companions are. As well as there's some snacking food. A little decanter of wine, water if necessary. Probably some cheeses, I would imagine, with the snacks, or some small breads and grapes. Casual kind of affair. But behind a closed door, you would also hear light talking. And the rest of you would see your final companion arrive.
I know, I'm late. But it should be okay, right?
I'm not too late. I mean, we haven't even seen the Lord yet.
Oh, and
Yeah,
everything.
early, late, man, we all arrive exactly when we wanted to arrive.
Nice to see you, Zom.
Oh, it's good to be out. Any idea what this is about?
I was going to ask you guys.
I just heard that you guys were going to be here. I like hanging out with y'all.
I would say Jeff or the Dread, whichever you prefer to be called at this time, and Larissa can give me history checks. First rolls of the game.
First rolls of the game.
21.
With a 21. Yeah, the Dread you've definitely heard of and probably witnessed of the occasional. Larissa, you've been into your teaching lately, but Jeff,
Lesson planning season.
exactly. Jeff, you've encountered probably over the last month or so, and specifically in the last maybe week, an increased number of undead wandering the streets.
Well,
This-
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have been missing out on all the fun. There's been lots of undead on the streets these days. I'm still not sure what the exact source is. I think someone's been maybe potentially poisoning the water or, releasing something into the atmosphere. I don't know yet, but I'll get to the bottom of it. And when I do, they're fucking dead.
You're saying there's been undead in the city?
Yeah.
I thought those were the students.
That's. I mean, I haven't been in the city much over the past month. I was.
I mean, it's been about a month now. It's been really picking up in the past week.
Yeah, I've been escorting folks in the forest the past month, so I haven't seen much in the city.
Well, I'm glad to be here, regardless of what's going on. You see, it's Centennial Horde inventory season, and no, I'm not going to be involved in that. Too much.
That sounds quite interesting. You just
One
collect a
piece-
bunch of things.
1 piece of gold, 2 pieces of gold, 1 giant jewel. It gets redundant. real
Oh,
It's nice to know
Like
what
a
you
stock
have.
take?
Exactly.
I hated those. Do not miss that.
Well, as you guys are getting reacquainted, the door next to you would open, this double door, which leads into a fine sort of dining room. Chairs are a little disheveled. You would see him. Some of you have met before, or at least received his praise. Lord Daggelt Neverember. Very fine manicured beard. Maybe a little unkept at the moment, but still well manicured. And kind of straight, shoulder-length hair, brown, with a little bit of a comb over to hide the balding, but not doing the best job of it. Still dressed in a regal blue, gray, and gold attire. The occasional ruby. Sword at his side. You would see this guy, Lord Daggelt Neverember. With a half smile, looks up at you all. Greetings, my heroic friends. I'm so glad you came today. I dare say, obviously I wouldn't have called for you if I didn't think there was something terrible at play here. And tragic events have been afoot, and I could think of no one else than those who defeated the Grim Fire.
So, are we dealing with another giant dragon wizard?
I hope it's nothing of that sort.
It'd be too easy.
Sure, too easy. You are too modest. No, I think it might be something either more or less complicated, depending on how you feel about it. 4 prominent citizens have actually been kidnapped in the past several days. You think I can count on your help for rescuing them?
Of course, my lord.
Dude,
Who kidnapped them?
4 people? That's not cool.
We are uncertain who the kidnappers are, but the only thing, and you can kind of see in behind him, look to be 3 priests of Ogma, like with the symbol of knowledge across their chests, but are divinations from the House of Knowledge. I've been hoping to find the victims. I suppose you could talk to them and see what they've told me, but I could tell you the same. They reported that the mystical trail of the victim ends at a very specific place. Halleck's Mausoleum and Never Death Graveyard.
What do the victims all have in common? Who are they, like, to
I,
each other?
to my knowledge, there appears to be no connection between each of them, and I don't think that they ran in the same circles. I'm quite certain they did not know each other. One is Eldon Keyword, who's a highly knowledgeable scholar. I
Was
believe
he
Larissa
was he a
might know
virgin?
him.
Are they all fucking virgins?
I don't
You
think
know,
so, no.
a lot of these spells take a lot of fucking virgins, and you got to go out there and you got to kill them. So
Oh, I could not say as to their virginity. I would say that Eldon is a scholar who specializes in the outer planes. And another was Indrina Lamsen Settle, sorry. She's an actor. Moves in the highest social circles. I've seen her perform quite well. The third was a wild mage. Plumbing the mysteries of the plains, apparently. Sarcel Malinosh. I probably know the least of this one. Wild magicians, they've never been within my grasp.
I don't know. Maybe they're fucking going for some type of human centipede thing, or maybe shitty human Voltron.
Good heavens, I hope not. But the final victim who's been kidnapped is Umberto Noblin. Like, he's definitely trying to, like, brush off the dread's, like, suggestions of, like, I guess that's an idea. But Umberto is a gnomish historian, written several books on various deities. I know he's an esteemed, well, historian. The only thing that we've seen that would bring these 4 individuals together would be that they've all been kidnapped at night. Now, that's not strange in itself, but that's the only thing that appears to have happened. The priests here have told me that they worry that their inability to see inside the mausoleum means that maybe an unknown opponent may be blocking their divinations. Well, it's the unknown part that worries me, so I figured bring forth some more experienced folks, such as yourselves. Also a well-trained group, at least at one point. I don't know if you've been on excursions together since the Grimfire was dealt with.
Mostly been on our own, but we've been keeping I suppose, each of our skills sharp as he looks at the others.
I mean, do you know how many fucking people or criminals I have personally killed in Neverwinter here?
I believe we have the numbers somewhere, yes.
I'm keeping these streets clean, or not as filled with shit.
I would use that term loosely, Dread. But nonetheless, I feel like perhaps a certain brand of justice is what these kidnappers may deserve, depending on what they are up to. Maybe don't kill all of them. I don't know what they are up to, and I don't know what it means.
I can get information out of somebody. Don't worry.
I am certain. Be sure not to... I'm sorry, Larissa, you were saying something.
No, it's okay, my lord. I'm very sorry, but I can only assume it has to be something to do with the planes, dimensional travel. Why else on Earth would you kidnap those people? Like a historian, like, has there been a place and time in one of the realms where the plane has been open, like the dimensional, and you can see her eyes are flicking about, like she's thinking, she's solving. She's
Right.
like, why?
Well, I see I've called upon the right people then. I'm sure with your individual and group expertise, you should be able to handle this. I would even be willing to promise you each your own abode here in Neverwinter. I've recently come into ownership of several small estates within the city, and
I would personally like one with a underground facility, if possible.
I will.
Sort of
Yes.
a cavern-like situation.
A couple of them do have basements.
Well, I mean, if the basement's too small, I could always, do some excavating, probably.
Oh,
Let's get the people first, Jeffrey.
what you
Then
do
then
with
we can
yes.
think about that.
What you do with your reward is
Oh, I mean,
up to
you
you.
called us in. We've got this covered. I mean, problem solved, right, guys? Just point us in the direction, and we're off.
Of course.
And you already pointed us in the direction, the monastery. We should just go there and.
Well, see, you already have it wrong. It was a mausoleum.
Mausoleum, monastery. Dead people in both places.
If you have any questions about the specifics of the graveyards, or the mausoleums, or what the priests have found out through their divinations, they are just in the other room. They have their own theories, but they might be a little tight-lipped about them. Which, well, as, theories go.
All right, do you guys want to go and talk with these crusty dickwads, or do you want to head on to the mausoleum?
As you say that, like, one of them is a much older gentleman, frail, probably like just a beard, maybe an 89-year-old human man who's just like, oh, I never scoffs at it.
Don't mind him, sir. Don't mind him, sir.
Oh,
Despite being
sorry.
raised by nobles, he likes to speak like a peasant.
I mean, he does get straight to the point.
Yep.
And we know where we're going. We just head over to the mausoleum. Knock a few heads together.
What else could go wrong?
It is in the pauper's graveyard. Only a few mausoleums in the pauper's graveyard, so...
Yeah, I never really quite understood why we needed to have a pauper's graveyard and a graveyard for the rich people,
Well, a pauper's graveyard ensures that everyone be given a proper burial, even those killed by justice.
I just think that maybe we should all be buried together, kind of a great equalizer death.
Oh, they are right next to each other. There is but a simple stone wall separating the
Tear
crypts.
down that wall.
We will not be tearing down that wall. Some people, it makes them feel better, and if it makes them feel better in death, then we will do just that.
The wall's just above the ground, and when they're getting buried, they're below the ground, all in the same spot.
Precisely.
Our Lord mentioned you might have some theories. I mean, any information would be helpful.
As you look over to the priest, yes, some of our divinations have, ended prematurely, and this would be some powerful magic. Powerful indeed to stop it. Perhaps great wizard, or even a priest of one of the horrible deities might be at play here. Why a graveyard? And a younger priest will kind of speak up. Oh, well, we have also heard a little bit more about several dead rising. Mostly confined to the graveyards themselves, but, the gates and the walls kind of help keep them in there, but it's some are getting out. So maybe something to do with that.
Necromancy.
I was under the impression that perhaps someone kidnapped these to raise them as servants. That was my theory.
Interesting.
Yes, I will say, many of the older mausoleums, even some of those in the Papa's graveyard, have extensive underground labyrinths. This could prove troublesome. Perhaps someone put some wards up there.
You got any maps of the underground, like from when it was created? Any the excavators make a
Lord
way to navigate?
Lord Nevermore will just kind of, unfortunately, several of the maps were lost when Neverwinter was nearly destroyed several years ago.
Well, I mean, there's a thing in mining where they mark the walls for when they're doing excavation, so they know the ways in and out. Do you have anybody that is familiar with the locals excavation teams or anything like that?
Workers have been too afraid to enter the graveyard as of late. I was just finding this out recently.
I'm sure we can figure out those markings if we get down there, Dread.
Well, often catacombs are expanded from their original scope as more and more people are, put there. So I'm sure it isn't what it started out to be.
Well,
We'll
perhaps.
get there, we'll find some stuff, it'll change plans. So, why don't we just go there and see what's going on?
Yeah, no plan ever survives.
All right, I'm going to stand up and say, all right, is everyone ready to go? Tightening like the straps in my backpack that looks like very tactical and organized.
Mausoleum in the graveyard.
Let's go. Does it look like we got a choice?
I just hope those guys haven't been killed yet.
Yes, please bring them back alive.
I'll try.
No promises.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't make it, we could, change our name. Maybe, we could be like the League of Vengeance. I think that sounds pretty badass.
Yeah, it does have a ring to it.
Vengeance is seldom worth. To the mausoleum.
All right.
Lord Neverember will just kind of shake hands with those of you who do want your hand shaken. He'll probably avoid shaking hands with the Dread, having had to do so many times.
I'll do the shake hand, then turns into a hug.
It's that awkward, I don't.
The Dread will give him like a respectful, like, fist on the chest salute.
As he doesn't know what to make of that either. He's just like, and then just moves on to the next person.
Yep. Like, oh, you don't want to shake my hand? That's cool. Yeah.
But yeah. Is there anything else you would like to do before leaving the villa?
I'll stuff a few more snacks into my mouth and make for the door.
Easily done. As Lord Neverember kind of returns to speak with the priest there, you guys are back into the lit
Do I
streets.
Can I try to catch any bit of their conversation as we're moving out the door, just to see if they're?
Absolutely, give me a perception. Yeah, perception check.
Because I mean, deep down, I'm suspicious of everyone.
Sure.
17.
With a 17, you would hear him lightly discussing the name of the what is it, League of Vengeance?
Yeah.
And just it was right, it does have a certain ring to it.
Let's get a little bounce in my step. All right, guys, let's go fuck these guys up.
Well,
Yes. Let's go find the kidnapped victims.
This is all about.
Hopefully they're still alive. Hopefully.
I mean, if
Well-
not, we just, take their bodies to somebody that can speak with the dead, and we'll figure shit out from there.
Well, I'm just going to assume that they are alive. They're not exactly people that are very useful when they're dead.
I mean, have you ever seen a useful dead, Larissa?
I mean, I've seen these zombies that have been coming out. They'd be very useful if you wanted to attack a city.
Yes.
Just depends on your point
But
of view.
these are people who are known for their minds. Most of them.
Well, there are ways to create undead that still have their minds. Oh, that's a frightening thought.
It's much easier to just charm than it is to create an entire undead. It's a lot easier process. But never mind that. I guess we should head on our way. The longer we stall, the more likely they're dead.
Anyone knows the way to the cemetery?
I would say you would
I'm
all.
not too familiar with this.
I would say it's easily known where the cemeteries are. It's kind of hard to miss the two cemeteries. They're right next to each other, closer to the entrance of the city, so most people who enter into it would see it pretty plainly. Getting to would take all of like 5 minutes down some roads. But as you do make your way to the darkened cemeteries, you would see the occasional lamplight lit. Lamplight lit. That doesn't sound right. But you would occasionally see a few lamplights glowing lowly. The occasional patrol around it from a guard or two of Neverwinter City. But it's this just eerie, low fog hanging over the majority of the graveyards.
If that's not ominous.
Never liked Graveyard and never did. Always creepy.
And there would be a sign for each, like an entrance for each sign. Kind of in between them on that wall would say Never Death Graveyard. And sign would say Pauper's Graveyard, and another one would say Main Graveyard.
Well, we know which way to go.
And really the biggest difference is that the main graveyard has several mausoleums, while the pauper's graveyard, you can kind of see them all from here. There might be half a dozen, maybe a little more. We'll say 8 or 9 total mausoleums, as the rest of it is mostly just headstones.
All right, I'll start walking towards the paupers' mausoleums.
Fair enough.
Do feature.
Heading into the pauper's graveyard. As you're wandering through there looking for Halleck's mausoleum, you would spot a figure walking in the low fog.
I want to rush the figure.
Okay. You rush up to the figure. I want you to roll me a dexterity check.
Oof.
Okay. The figure lunges at you in kind. Getting a 10 to hit.
Well, that misses.
As it shambles towards you, you can tell this is dirt-covered body of an undead.
I'm going to yell to everybody, "The undead are here! They have risen!" And then I'm going to take out my battle axe and attack this fool.
Absolutely. Roll me an attack with your battle axe.
It's gonna be... I have a field, so it's gonna be single-handed.
Absolutely. With a 20, as the creature topples over, and you guys would just see the dread rushing towards this guy as it lunges towards him. Jeffrey chops into the creature. Go ahead and roll me some damage. For 7 points as you start hacking into it. You can attack again if you'd like.
I will.
So nice to see him happy.
Yeah.
21 absolutely hits it. Go ahead and roll me some more damage. As it's on the ground, you guys would see Jeffrey just hacking into this undead as it's just being hacked. Well, Jeffrey, what do you tell me? What are you doing to this thing?
How old is this corpse?
There's some flesh on it, but it's very much decomposed.
Yeah. Do they embalm here?
Not for the paupers.
All right. So this bloated corpse would be just coming apart and like parts of it exploding like onto to Jeff and his like, but his mask covers his face, so he's not like getting on his face or anything, but he's just like keeps just digging into it over and over again.
Absolutely.
Like he's raging, but he's not raging.
As you can see, he's really into it, but this thing just keeps exploding and just being torn apart. As you guys approach, you can see there's just the one.
Jeff, I think he's dead. He's dead again. I don't
Okay,
think you
well,
need to edit more.
You've got to make sure. I don't want him coming back another time.
Always so dramatic.
Take a careful look
Be
around
on-
the
Yeah,
graveyard.
be
for
on the
any
lookout
stirrings.
for more dramatic zombies.
Yeah. Bryn, you can...
I'm never going to be able to take this character seriously.
I think that's the point. Yeah. Bryn Drag, go ahead and give me a perception check as you glance around the graveyard. The 19. Graveyard seems empty, aside from you guys. That low mist is still hanging there, but you don't see anyone else shambling around.
Looks
Are we
like
told
the
which
only one.
mausoleum?
Do I see like a trail from where this body came from by any
I would say,
chance?
yeah, it came from literally 2 headstones over.
So it did just break out of the ground here? It didn't come from the mausoleum.
Correct.
Do I notice any glyphs or anything specific to his gravesite?
No. Just looks like someone walked out of their grave.
And I kind of close my eyes and just take a few deep breaths and feel if there are any bad vibes coming out of anywhere.
Yeah, it's a graveyard.
Yeah,
Roll for vibe check.
Yeah.
the vibes.
Yeah,
not
very
good.
bad vibe check.
Vibes are
You don't want to
definitely
be
off.
here.
In the graveyard past dark. Undead about? Yeah, bad
Yeah,
vibes.
a little spooky.
Any of the mausoleums seem to have been opened recently.
No, all of them seem to be. I mean, I guess if you want to go individually looking through them, you can. It's not all right next to each other, so you'd have to go searching far and wide. But you were told which mausoleum to head to.
Yeah, then I guess we're gonna head to the one we were told to get to.
Fair enough.
Brendrag will, as we're moving towards the mausoleum, sort of trot up behind Dread, and a light crackle of green electricity will flow over him, and most of the gore and ichor will go away. And he'll mutter, "Gotta maintain your image."
Hey, thank you, but sometimes the gore is part of the image.
I don't think Undead's going to care, but your call.
That's right. Who would I be impressing? Well, I guess when we save those people, if they're alive, I might be impressing them.
I can put the gore back on later. No problem.
I'm sure there's going to be more gore down there.
Sounded a little too happy about that, but sure.
You know, I have my talents. I know what they are, and it's fucking up. Well, generally anybody, but mostly try for criminals and undead.
I well remember. And he'll grin.
As you arrive at this towering stone mausoleum in the Never Death graveyard, kind of clustered together with others and several headstones near the wall, separating the main graveyard from the Pauper's graveyard to the west. Halleck's mausoleum is more squat, unassuming granite block in the shadow of larger monuments to either side of it. You can easily see its metal double door bears a rusty, broken chain and a padlock that hangs off the door.
Whoa.
Hmm.
Seems like someone did open it.
Does not look like it was an original lock. Seems we're in the right place.
Was this a regular lock or like a magic lock of some kind?
You don't see any markings on it other than that the padlock is hanging onto the chain still, but the chain is broken. It just seems like a padlock.
Okay.
Alright. Let's head in. I'll go to open the door.
As you go to open the door, this well-oiled door opens noiselessly. You can see the interior of the crypt is dusty with numerous tracks leading to a descending staircase at the rear of this room. Against walls to the left and right would be 3 coffins, stone coffins on either side, And you would see a stone slab engraved with names, birth years, etc. At the center of the space would be a statue of like a large cherub. And there is a kind of archway with some stairs leading down.
Could I get those names and birth years?
Absolutely. You get the names and birth years. They're old, and they're all from the Hallex family. They all died 40 years ago. When after Mount Hotenow erupted.
Cool.
Shall we head down?
Only way to go, brother.
Good. What's the lighting situation
It's
in
pitch
here?
black, as Duke
Pitch
can't
black.
see shit.
I can cast light as a cantrip. Who is leading, I guess?
Who is leading?
Who is leading?
I guess Nero's gonna go in with his companion down first.
Okay.
Okay.
As the dread's checking all the
Yes.
names and information off.
Can I also open up the sarcophaguses?
Absolutely, as you start opening the sarcophagi.
Oh boy.
Dust, bones, bits of scraps of cloth. But mostly empty.
Like none of them had enough in there for like a full body.
Absolutely not. It's just bits.
Okay.
Does Larissa cast light on something?
Yeah. I cast light. I cast light on Jeffrey's axe.
Okay. Jeffrey, as you're kind of pulling open this sarcophagus as the stone scrapes against it, you would see behind you your axe glows brightly.
Ah, fuck. A little warning.
You seemed preoccupied.
But in that same
Yeah,
moment,
all the bodies seem to have gone, so it seems we've been fighting Alex.
in that same moment, as you actually, Jeffrey, you can give me an investigation check real quick. I want to give you more info, possibly. As your ranger
Nope.
companion, Nero, is descending the stairs with his cat companion. Nero, you would hear footsteps rushing towards you as you're descending these stairs. 5 pale individuals, desiccated, all wearing wicked-looking armor, start rushing towards you from around the corners. I'm gonna bring you guys to a map, and we're gonna roll some initiative.
Oh, our first map.
Your first map. That's right.
We all have advantage on initiative.
That's a good point. You guys all have advantage on initiative.
My
Oh,
glaive.
perfect.
Ooh. That first roll of the game was a nat 20 thanks to that advantage.
It was meant to be a 9.
As the lion on the blade of my glaive kind of wakes up.
Oh, that's not right.
Yeah, mine was meant to be a 9.
I'm going to change mine back to my first roll,
Fair enough.
which was, much better.
As you are rolling this initiative. Change music back. to a classic. Dude's gonna be going first.
Ooh.
Just kind of out of the corner of the light, you can see a pair of pale-skinned, desiccated bodies rushing up the stairs.
Ooh, all right. I will run down the stairs. I'll jump over the cat.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna.
We're in episode
go
1.
ahead.
We're already jumping the cat.
That's right. I'm gonna go ahead and punch this guy right in the head.
Absolutely. Punch that guy right in the head.
And because I moved 10 feet in a straight line, I can either do an extra D8 or I can push him.
He's charging.
I'm gonna go ahead and push him.
Go ahead and push him.
All right. A 21.
Yeah, you definitely hit him. How much damage? For 9 points. Worse damage? Where are you pushing him? Just 5 feet back? Is that it?
10 feet back.
10 feet back. As his body gets pushed 10 feet back. There's no save against that one, right?
I don't believe so.
Like essentially it gives it the push feature or push mastery. Well, fair enough. That is attack number 1.
As long as it's no larger than one size above.
Gotcha.
Then I'm gonna punch next guy.
All right, punching the next guy.
$26.
Absolutely. As this zombie-like creature tries to pull a sword up, you just kind of punch him right in the face as cold skin takes 11 points of force damage. Or bludgeoning, your call.
And I'm gonna do bludgeoning.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna flurry of blows.
Okay.
One, spend a focus point.
As what kind of like when he's fighting, what kind of punches, what kind of flurries, what's his style like?
Just reminiscent of what's the Brazilian kind of dance fighting, just real smooth, kind of fluid motions.
Capoeira, I think.
It's like similar to that, but not a little bit less of dancing and more fighting.
Okay.
But still fluid movements. And he's moving pretty quick.
Yeah. As you get flurry gives you 3 attacks now, is that right?
Yep.
Jeez Louise.
15 to hit.
Just hits.
13 does not hit. I'm just rolling these to see if they
That's fair, I got you. Yeah, 13 is going to be a miss. As it finally deflects one of your attacks.
21.
21 will also hit.
For 8. And another 11.
Nice. This thing will take 19 more points of damage as you are pounding into this undead. It shows no signs of slowing down, although its body has taken severe damage.
Well, my last hit is actually going to target right in kind of like the spinal cord.
Sure.
I'm gonna try a stunning strike.
Absolutely. Why not? Let me make sure they're actually able to be stunned. They are! Yeah, you crack down its spine and it just kind of stands up straight as it is stunned.
That's my turn.
All right, that will take us to Brendreg.
Actually, I'll get a little bit more movement.
Yeah, you got all the movement you want.
That's it.
All right.
Oh boy, he's doing the thing.
Oh, I can't move it any further.
That's because you're on a wall. I got
Oh,
you.
let me delete it.
It doesn't like you moving things around walls. I mean, you don't even need to bring out the token. Like, we know what it is.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so Brindrag will pull out a small little green crystal. You guys have seen him do this many times before. It's his spell focus. It'll start to glow with an intense green light. He'll look at the others and grin, and he'll go, "Here we go." The spell focus will burst into flames, and then it'll streak into the room and explode into a fireball. But as it does so, around both Dude, Nero, and the cat, you see a spectral image of a dragon unfolding its wings. And so I will spend a meta magic point to careful spell so that they aren't affected by the fireball.
Okay. As a large fireball burst. So far we got one pass. The other one makes it a disadvantage. Which... Wait, what's your DC?
17.
Okay. Yeah, one of them made their save. Go ahead and roll me some fireball damage.
Sorry, I'm slow on this.
As a classic fireball is thrown. Bless you. Maybe. Roll that damage.
24 points of damage.
24 points of damage. Absolutely. As the first creature is slain, the other 4 around here are just kind of burning. The one to the left kind of use the other one as a shield. They each take 24 points of damage. Anything else for Bryn?
Nope, he will stay where he is, and his spell focus will continue to float above his hand, ready for use.
Okay. That will take us to Zom.
Right. Zom will walk down the stairs. Excuse me. That guy's already dead. 1, 2, 3. I'll just push this dead body out of the way.
Absolutely.
And then he will take his glaive. Oh, now I'm under the dead body. There
I
we go.
was moving it out of the way for you.
And basically you wrap the back end of it into the ground. And I'm going to channel, I mean, it's turn undead, but it's also sear undead.
Oh. These undead aren't going to know what hit them.
DC 16.
Is it wisdom?
Wisdom saving throw. And if they fail, they are both turned and take 24 points of radiant damage.
DC 16?
Yeah, 8 plus 4 plus 4? Yes.
Fortunately, I got 2 16s, a 15, and a 20.
Well, that's rude.
As only one of them just erupts into 24 points of damage. It turns to flee. But what does it erupt into as it disintegrates?
It just looks like fire. It is.
As it
Bursts into flames.
bursts into flames as it turns to flee and just collapses to the ground, burning. Anything else for Zom?
No, he has his glaive out. He will stand right where he is.
All right, with the glaive out, that'll take us to Jeffrey the Dread Stanton. Jeff, what's up? As you're kind of inspecting and like most of the bones are missing in this thing, and your axe glows, and all of a sudden you hear an explosion, all sorts of stuff happening. What's he up to?
Turn my head, and I go into a rage.
Okay, he's raging.
And basically just like My muscles just get super tight, and I start humming. No, 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 no.
Okay.
And then I have 40 feet of movement. I
Yeah.
believe. So 15, 20, 25, 30. I'll move there between those two. And then I'm going to attack this person, the most southern one.
Okay.
And I will attack them recklessly. Range. Excuse me.
He's going reckless. So at
I don't know why.
advantage.
I don't know why it didn't give me advantage. I have reckless checked.
It doesn't know. Does it on the other one give you automatic advantage?
Yeah, it does.
Interesting.
So,
Well, a
that point
24
guy.
is still going to hit with your first attack. It takes 7 plus rage damage. It's not adding your rage either. I see you got that checked. So it'll take 9, 10. Is it 10 now? Plus 3?
Let's see.
It is,
Well, that's
it
not
is still
rage.
only plus 2. It's the first effect
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah.
It'll take 9 points of damage. You cut into them with your adamantine battle axe that is glowing with light.
And
Attack number 2.
let's see. I'm thinking.
Actually, real quick, I'll tell you real quick. It is not toppled, though, as you try to cut off its leg.
I'm thinking I might do a commander strike.
Okay.
When you take a attack action on one of your turns, you can replace one of your attacks to direct one of your companions.
Absolutely.
A strike. When you do so to the willing creature. There.
Yeah, it gets
And
one
I'll
attack
say-
with a weapon or unarmed strike.
I'll tell. Hey, dude, come up here. And
He can't move, though.
Oh, he can't. Oh, it's not, oh, it doesn't let them move.
Nope.
And you know what? Then that's a
I have
bad move
reach,
right now.
but
I was
does not work
thinking. I was
the
thinking it
dude.
was the let them move as well. So I take that back. I'm just gonna hit him.
You still tell him to come up there.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I'm on my way.
You're falling behind.
As you take a second swipe at the southern one again.
Yeah.
All right. 14 just misses. 18 hits. Does
Yeah, 'cause I'm
advantage.
doing reckless.
For 8 plus 2, 10 points of damage as you cut into them. They, I gotta roll for topple, are toppled over. As, yeah, you cut off like their other leg that they weren't guarding as they topple to the ground. Anything else for Jeff?
I'll say get fucked and go in my turn.
Okay. As you say, get fucked. This one will respond. No. You. As it tries to grab out at your ankle. Yeah. Tries to grab out of your ankle. Getting a 24 to hit.
Well,
Horrible
24
damage.
will hit.
You take 6 points of necrotic damage. And I need a constitution saving throw.
That's one of the things I'm not immune to. So it's 6 points.
Mm-hmm.
And a Constitution save.
Yes, please. 25. You feel it feels cold and lifeless as it grabs a hold of your leg. It's also going to try to stab out at you from the ground. Getting a 12 and a 9 to hit.
Those miss.
Meanwhile, the other one, wielding its longsword, which is kind of going for a big strike. Yes. No, fuck you. And will try to swing out at you with its longsword. Getting an 11 to hit.
Miss.
With its first attack. Going in for its second attack, getting a 16 to hit.
Miss.
Ending his turn, while the other one will rush up to good old... who's he gonna hit? Yeah, he's gonna go for the big zom.
Okay.
Tries to grab out at you with its hand first. Getting a 6 to hit. Nat 1.
Not even close.
And then tries to whirl its longsword around. Getting a 22 to hit.
Oh, that one will connect.
As you take 4 points of slashing damage. Ending its turn. As you can see it kind of smile at you. As if it's been waiting for this. In fact, it'll say, I've been waiting for this. Taking us to Larissa. All the way in the back.
Okay. Yeah. I was thinking. Sorry, my internet's a bit slow at the moment, but I am getting to it.
Fair enough.
I was just going to do mind slither
Okay. Which one?
on this one here.
Alright. Does this look like anything as you cast this?
So it looks like using my wand as my focus.
Absolutely.
She points it to it, and a small, like, tiny silvery wisp. And as it flies past you, like nearer and that, you'll notice it sounds a little bit like a whistle. And it just circles around the target's head, and then
You got a 13.
goes in.
It goes into their brain. Roll me some damage.
Damage. Come on, load up. And Mind Slither.
It'll take 10 points of psychic damage and has disadvantage on its next saving throw. Or minus a d4, I can't remember.
Minus D4.
Minus a d4 on its next save. Anything else for Larissa?
No, I think that will be it for
Alright.
her.
That will take us to Nero.
All right, he's going to first, as his action, throw an arrows at this one down there.
Alright. It will be at disadvantage because it's prone.
Oh right, I forgot about it. Then I could throw this one a bit closer
Okay.
for the arrows. Shit.
Kind of following that little whistling light into its brain, you take aim towards its brain as well.
Longbow. Oh, shouldn't be an advantage.
16 will still hit though.
All right. 12.
We'll take it. Well, it would seem that you don't do quite as much damage as you were hoping. As your arrow
Alright.
pierces into it, it just kind of goes in, you know, like you're hitting a much harder target or something. Seems resistant.
All right. Then we're gonna tell the cat to go there and to attack this one. Attack this one, and he moved 20 feet, so let's see.
Can it jump? It has to go in like a straight line, so it can't
Yeah.
it can't move past enemies like that.
Okay, straight towards the creature, okay. So he's gonna just go right there. It's not gonna be 20 feet. And he's gonna attack this one.
Alright,
So let's see. Beast strike. 20.
20 24 will hit. Yeah, you can turn off Whisper. I had it on Whisper
Yeah.
because I was playing around with the sheets.
And let's see the damage. For 13.
Takes 13 points of
Is it-
damage. It's already included.
Already in there.
I already added all the things, so you don't have to play around with it. Are your beast strikes magical?
Yeah, he would. No, I cannot do the. Can I do the force damage, or it has to be? And he has to have moved 20 feet, right?
I don't know. I was just curious if it
I'm trying-
counts as magical damage.
That's what I'm trying to figure out real quick. It was in features and traits. Oh yeah, so yeah, he would actually on this one do force damage on it.
Okay. As it tackles this undead and just starts ripping it to shreds. Anything else for Nero?
He still has got an attack himself, so he's gonna throw another arrow at this one.
Fair enough. Well, I will say in the future, technically, your beast goes after you.
After me, okay.
Not that it really matters, but you know, if we end up getting nitpicky for future reference.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead and shoot me that other arrow against that guy.
15.
15 just misses.
Right. And that'll be it.
All right. That'll take us to the dude. Or just dude, not the dude.
Just
Copyright
dude.
infringement and all. What's dude doing?
Dude is going to swing through the cat and kind of get flanking on this guy and start wailing on him.
All right. No such thing as flanking, but yeah, I got you.
Right.
Thematically, though,
Is what I'm doing.
it's still advantageous for reasons. A 20 will absolutely hit. For
7.
7 points. You still going with that bludgeoning damage?
Yep.
All right. Doesn't seem quite as effective as you would hope.
Oh no. Did I notice that last time?
I would say no because I forgot to count it.
Okay.
Because I was being dumb. But you would notice it this time.
Attack again.
A 24
24
will
to hit.
also hit.
And this one will be force damage.
Okay.
Little kind of bits of earth kind of start forming around my fist, and then it impacts a little more
All right.
forcefully. 11 points. of
11
bludgeoning.
points of force damage. As it
force.
strikes into it, you can see this creature barely keeping it together. As it's trying to strike out towards quickly kind of turns around to reach its hand towards you. Anything else for dude?
I'll just use my bonus action to punch it one more time.
Okay. Punch it one more time. Why not?
21.
21 will definitely hit it. As it tries to reach out
13
towards you
force
for
damage.
13 points. You just punch into his backside as he just gets slammed into the ground. Bounces up a little bit. And is no more.
And I'll just continue to move here, and that'll be it.
All right, that'll take us to Bryn.
All right. Bryn will move forward, only seeing the one on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to grab his spell focus in his fist, hold out his arm, and point 2 fingers forward. And he'll close one eye like he's trying to aim because he knows it's on the ground. But we'll see what happens. A burst of lightning, green lightning, shoots out from his fingers and attempts to hit it on the ground, casting Sorcerer's Burst.
Okay. At disadvantage. Yep.
Ooh. And he blasts into the sarcophagus behind it. And he goes, damn it.
See it
And he
crack
looks
a
at
little
his
bit.
fingers and shakes his fingers and shrugs. That's it.
All right, that'll take us to Zom.
Some will walk. Oh, I'm going to cast Sacred Flame at the one that's on the ground.
Okay. Dex
DC
save
16 dexterity save.
at disadvantage. I got a big 6
10 points of radiant fire.
as it erupts into flames and just kind of cries out in pain for a brief moment before just silence falls over the space.
And then I will turn and basically take a defensive posture at this hallway in case something is coming.
As you take a defensive posture there.
Jeff is going to specifically decapitate each one of them.
All right. Jeff goes around decapitating everything as you guys come into this area. And that is where we're going to take our first little 5-10 minute break, folks. So stick around as we are in the crypt. Surely we're going to find more undead, maybe? Question mark? Who knows what we'll find? Hopefully we're going to find some victims of kidnapping. But we'll find out here in a bit. So stick around. We'll be back. Alrighty, folks. We are back in it. And last we left off, after heading towards the catacombs to find some kidnap victims, encountered some undead already within this vault of death. And yeah, after dealing with this small little speed bump, if you will, you can see in this room several stone coffins sitting on sturdy shelves. Part of the western wall has collapsed, creating an opening into another chamber. Marching around, and marching around. And yeah, there are several coffins in here. A couple of them broken and battered. Footsteps lining the area pretty well. What are you guys up to, having just defeated these creatures? I'll hop them off the map
I
so
would
you don't have
like
to look at them.
to search the coffins and the bodies.
Absolutely. Give me a investigation check? Or, yeah, give me an investigation check. 20 frickin' 3. What's everyone else doing while he's doing that, if anything? It will take a few minutes.
I'm getting
Bryn and Drag will walk down into the chamber, still holding on to his spell focus so he's ready in case anything pops up. And he's just going to walk around the room and meander around and just look around.
Okay.
Nero's gonna go to near Zamkak, and he's gonna try to see if he can see anything down there in that room. Like looking further down.
Fair enough. As you're trying to look further down, where did it go? I lost my camera token. We'll find it eventually. But as you're kind of looking further down, you can see the area ahead, roots protruding through cracked in the ceiling, stone stairway in the southeast of the corner to that direction, barely, of a larger room. Is kind of collapsed. Nearby walls crumble, and you can see that there's some doors in there. And to the west is looks like some stairs leading up to a balcony that overlooks the room just 5 feet above. And you would
Alright.
notice on that... Give me a perception check.
Stop. 13.
13. Fair enough. You can see something is marked on that door up there, but you can't quite make out what it is.
All right. He let Samkag know what he saw, and
You want to check it out?
we'll wait for the rest. And yeah, let's go afterwards.
I mean, Jeff's going to be busy for a while.
Probably going to take him about 5-10 minutes or so to look through
All right.
all the coffins in here and search pretty well, which he looks like he's doing a pretty thorough job.
All right then. I'll be right behind you. I'll get a little kitty cat too beside you as they walk slowly down there.
Okay.
Hey, where are you guys going?
Just a little room right here. We're not going far.
All right.
Anything from Dude and Larissa?
I'd like to see. So Alyssa came down. She's like, "Is everyone okay?" And then she saw those two walking down. I was, never mind.
Fair enough.
What are you doing, Jeff? Is there anything I can assist with?
Just gotta look through all these fucking coffins. You can't be too careful. Overlook something, at the beginning of the dungeon.
And definitely. So the one that is already cracked and broken on the corner contains heavy wool cloaks and kind of wide brim hats, like 4 cloaks and 2 wide brim hats, kind of fancy stylings. And also you would see like a potion of not a potion, a vial of clear liquid. At least you think there's liquid in there, and you look at it like there's nothing in there. But it feels like there's something in there.
Oh.
It's an odd sensation, but looking that over, you would also note that all of the bodies in here have been chewed on in every single coffin. But notably, you would see behind this coffin looks to be a hidden passageway underneath it.
Alright, so that's all the goodies that I found.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm going to keep one of those wool jackets.
Yeah, they're pretty pricey, especially from your background.
Well, It's not about the price. It's about if I get cold.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was just saying that, also for flavor, they
Uh,
are
yeah.
they are nicely made.
Tell everybody, hey, here's a couple other jackets if anybody wants to take one. They are pretty swanky. Um, I'll do that. And I found a secret tunnel. Secret tunnel.
Well, we got this room here to look into too. I want to look in this room before we go down to the secret tunnel.
All right. I'm Oh, I also found this weird vial. If can anybody identify it?
I'm not too versed into that kind of stuff.
Brindrag will walk up and take a look, see, slosh it
And
around.
it doesn't have to be right now. You know, you
You
don't
you can give me an Arcana check, friend. Ooh,
It looks like a bottle with maybe some stuff in it.
you're not even sure there's stuff in it.
I think
Yeah,
there's stuff. I'm
I
not
can't
sure.
tell myself if there's stuff in there, but it feels like there's stuff, and I don't want to just, test it on myself. Hey,
Maybe a little.
hey, dude, how do you feel about human experimentation?
Is it like voluntary or is it like involuntary? Like what are we talking about here?
Well, mostly voluntary, but if you die or are dying, it might become involuntary.
Well, I mean, if you know the risk, I wouldn't see why I'd have a problem with it. Now that involuntary human experimentation, no, that all wrong.
Okay.
I,
Well, we've
I,
got a vial of liquid here that we don't know what it is, so we might be trying it out some point.
Well, that's the best way
And
to find out what it is.
yeah,
Try
I'm
it out.
gonna put it in one of my little pouches on my backpack,
Okay.
and be ready to move on to the next room with everybody else.
All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and mark that as a door. But yeah, as you guys come into this room, you can all see the same thing. Like the stairway that was here has since collapsed and is no more. But you do see another stairway leading up across the way. It looks like they have some markings on the door. 3 doors on the north side, all stone and debris kind of filling the area here. And to the south, actually, looks like a passageway through that kind of choked rubble.
All right, let's look at the doors to see what is marked on them. As you go just up to to see what's written on
Yeah,
the door.
hopping up to the top there. It's only 5 feet up, so you can easily get up there. You can see that there is the small area painted an eye just above the door.
Hmm. An eye, okay. Let people just know what it means.
an
We're probably
eye.
being watched.
Walk up the stairs and take a look at this eye and see if it seems to have any, like, if it's a mystical etching or.
Give me a Arcana check.
Can I help him?
Absolutely, with
Yeah, let's take a look.
advantage.
Getting a 21.
With a 20 freaking one. No, there's no arcane scrawlings. It's just an eye.
It's an eye.
Okay, it's not ominous at all. Let's check the other doors and then we can figure out which one we want to go through.
Okay.
As you would see, 3 doors. 3 doors down.
Approach the one in the corner.
All right. It is a simple stone door.
I will attempt to open said stone door.
Okay. Opening the stone door. It opens easily enough. As you can see within, a metal grate in the floor of this kind of small 10-foot square room blocks access to what looks like a shallow stone pit. Holds you can see a glimmer within as well, beneath the grate.
Kind of pit.
What do you see in there?
There's a pit
Yep.
covered by a grate.
And you can kind of see just barely on like a ledge there is a small like golden harp, handful of loose papers, and looks like a piece of bloody cloth.
A musician kept in here and then eaten by some undead? Possible.
I mean, weren't we tracking one of the victim was a musician?
I think she was an actor, but they're not mutually exclusive.
Let's see the other doors, see if we can get more clues as to.
Can I get to the stuff?
You can certainly try.
I don't like the way you said that, but I
It
will.
looks like some of the stuff is kind of hanging, like there's a small lip underneath there, underneath the grate, where it is kind of dangling a little bit over it. But you can try to kind of grab the things through the grate.
I could attempt to do it in a more safe manner.
Well, if you have an idea, I will certainly yield to your idea.
I don't have an idea. Brendrag will hold his hand out, and an image of a spectral dragon claw will cover his hand. And then the spectral claw will move off of his hand and into the grate as he casts Mage Hand to grab the items.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Ooh. This stuff is real slippery.
As you go to grab it, it slips out and you accidentally knock the violin or the harp. Is it a harp? Harp down. And the papers and the bloody cloth all go tumbling down further into the pit, into darkness, as you hear a splash.
Oh. Sorry guys. My bad.
It happens.
And now we know there's water down there.
I mean, we could always try to remove the grate and go down for it if we think it's important.
Papers and water? Probably too late.
Well, we got 2 other doors.
Behind door number 2.
And door number 2. He tries to push the door.
Are there? You said there are bones in this cell over here?
No.
No, there's not. Okay.
There is not. It's just a grate.
No, there was a bloody cloth.
There was a bloody
Okay.
cloth, yeah. But as you try to open door number 2, it seems locked. And as you try to open it, you can see there is actually a small keyhole in the wall next to the door.
Anyone's got a lockpick?
Sure. And I'll come up there and look for traps first.
Okay, give me an investigation check looking at this door. 19. Yeah, you can notice small holes all around the door. And a light glimmer of metal within it. Some sort of spike protrusion, you are guessing.
I would like to disarm the traps.
Alright. Give me a sleight of hand check. As you try to get these, like, maybe try and, like, plug in the holes or...
Could I have advantage because I know the trap?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay,
I'll
gotta
give him
try.
I'll give him a help action.
I'm gonna
Cool.
say no because I already asked for the roll.
Well, I thought he had advantage because he's proficient at thieves' tools.
I'm getting rid of that.
Well, okay, then I would have given him help before he asked, if I knew he didn't have advantage.
How are you helping him?
I have thieves' tools as well, so I can get in there with my thieves' tools, or I can help him hold.
I mean,
things
like
around, or-
thematically, what are you doing to help him? Specifically.
That's what I'm doing. Is I'm giving him an extra set of hands, and we're both working on it. We're helping.
Like, all right, you take that side of the door and start fixing those holes over there, and I'll check this side.
Fair enough. Splitting the work.
Alright.
Yeah, give me a sleight of hand with advantage.
Mhm.
With the 20.
I definitely
Uh,
glad I got the 20.
you feel like you've clogged the holes or made it to where they won't protrude whatever sharp things they had.
And now I'm going to get this lock undone. Mind if I get some help with this?
How are you helping with pick a lock? That's a hard one to define. How can you help thematically actually pick a lock?
He can take my axe and use the light from it to give me better light, showing me.
Hold the
All
flashlight.
right, now I can hear this click over here.
I just put my hand. I just put my hand on you and just. I believe in you. You have this.
Start massaging my shoulders.
I guess guidance on him to help him with the lock.
Sure.
If you want, I can take this one. My fingers are a little more nimble.
Yeah, if you want.
Oh yeah, Nero would cast guidance. It'd say, "You got this, Jeff."
This dude wants to do it.
Or whichever.
Yeah.
So then
Deuterino.
I'll take my thieves' tools out. Try and jim this lock.
All right, give me a sleight of hand check. Plus a D4.
Oof. 12.
With a 12. It's a weird sort of lock, and honestly, part of the fact that it's embedded into the wall instead of the door kind of brings an odd feeling to the whole thing, but you're not having very much luck with it.
Ooh, this one doesn't want to be unlocked. It likes being locked.
Not bust it open.
I mean, I can take one more run at it. It didn't seem like he jammed the lock up.
Did somebody say bust it open?
If we can't get it open, yeah.
Let me have one try at it.
I'm raising the DC by 5 if you try.
Yeah, I figured it would be higher.
Okay. Sure, you can try again.
Sleight of hand. And I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay.
Oh.
Nope.
As like you.
Get rid of the low rolls. That's fine.
Yep. It's a hard lock.
Yep.
Brent, you able to blast it open?
I mean, if you really want the door open,
I'd be wary. There it is. It is trapped. They might be disarmed, or they might just be temporarily disarmed. If you go blasting, they could go off. I would
And let's make sure we
stand
get
well
some
away.
distance.
Maybe before we're making too much noise, is this other door unlocked?
Let me see. It's gonna go try the other door.
Yeah, the door opens easily. Inside, you would see stone shelves in this room containing boxes, bags, a few crates stacked up against the wall.
Seems like a storage room. You go in to check it and investigate it more slowly. Just right there and investigate the room a little bit more.
I mean, you can see crates, packs, bags, boxes.
Yeah, is there anything in those bags and those crates?
You can't tell by looking from afar.
He's gonna
There's probably
he's gonna
something in each of them.
he's gonna go in. That's what I'm saying. He's gonna go in and he's gonna look into all of them.
Okay, as you, I thought you were just standing at the doorway. Sorry.
No. He's just going in, but
Yeah, as you start looking around, like there's lanterns, oil, chains, manacles. You would find 2 distinct vials of red liquid that are labeled healing use only. Looks very familiar to a potion of healing.
he would take both of them and then come out and show what he's got. And he says the rest is just chains and lanterns, plus these 2 potion of healing.
Very cool. Very cool.
Good time chains or bad time chains?
What you mean?
Like tying somebody up for fun or tying somebody up for punishment.
Depends on how you see it. There's manacles, there's chains, and all that kind of stuff. Depends what's your definition of fun.
Please don't ask him that.
Definition of fun is vengeance.
Yeah, definitely, probably could be used for that.
So do we want that door open or?
Let me see if we can open it without, exploding first.
Oh, all right.
Is there a way we can get some leverage to try to pry this door open? Any gaps or anything I can?
There's some light gaps in it. Sure, why not?
I have a crowbar.
Which gives you advantage on athletics checks.
Oh no.
So can I try to pop a door?
Absolutely, give me an athletics check. Add advantage as you just take a crowbar to it.
Wow.
With a 7, it's you try to get in there and like it's almost like stripping a screw. You're getting rid of that ledge that gives you any leverage each time you go, and it's just scraping that stone scraping noise each time.
Old stone.
Like I said, that door wants to be locked.
And do your thing, Bryn.
It's a happy door.
Are you guys sure?
Nobody's sure.
I mean, we gotta see what's in that door, and we
It's
can't get it
gonna
open
be-
otherwise.
It's gonna be loud.
All right. We don't need it.
Oh, okay.
It's a stone door. I would like to turn it into a stone archway.
What is it? What are you casting? What does that look like?
Stone shape. The stone will just kind of. What's the opposite? Well, I guess it's still telescope, but like telescope in and form like a walkway.
Okay. It just kind of bends and yeah, as it opens up and turns into a hallway. A hallway that leads to a smaller room. As this is It's like an old crypt.
Narrow.
Narrow opening. A single open coffin containing a few tattered blankets, and you can see a poof of wild black hair sprouting from one end of the blankets.
That sound that
Pretty
was really
narrow
cool.
in
I'm glad you still let that door be a happy door.
there. Oh, it's an open door for now. Well, it's an open door forever.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's
it's
still closed in its heart, though.
no
That's
longer
happy.
a door.
Kind of narrow in there. Who wants to really go in?
Well, I can't see.
Let's see.
I'll go.
I'll go in. I'll go in.
We have stacked
I
tokens.
got
I
one
can't
for
move.
you.
Yeah,
When is a
he's
door
gonna
not
go
a
in.
door? When it's ajar.
He's gonna go in. He's gonna walk towards down there, but very slowly
Yeah.
All right, I'm
and
right behind
carefully.
you.
Walking down this hallway slowly. It's only about 20 or so feet and narrow. This is clearly probably a place of prominence where someone was once buried, but as you look closer at this coffin, you can see nestled together, wrapped in blankets, so only hair is visible. Until you get a little closer, you can see actually some skin of a woman sleeping.
They're
Are they like definitely sleeping?
do they look alive or do they look
You would
like
occasionally
they're-
like hear that the classic that honk shoe. Coming from beneath the blankets.
I will reach in and jostle and see if they wake up.
The
Give them a shake.
person stirs like the blankets kind of come undone as you would see this woman. Just ignore the magic stuff behind her in that picture. But you would see her. Oh. Oh, you're not them. Good, good,
them?
good, good. Uh,
Who's them?
Yes, they've been feeding me nothing but horrible scraps. I, whatever these cultists, I don't know what they are. They seem to have some fascination with sacrifice of some sort. I guess I was to be one. I don't know much about it. You're not with them, right? Please tell me you're not.
Why were you being sacrificed? Are you a virgin?
I keep that information to myself. I can't. What?
It's for science and figuring out why this is
Why
happening.
would the cult be targeting you?
I'm uncertain. Unfortunately, it had all of my casting stripped of me during a recent excursion to a quite distant plane. I don't want to get into the exacts of it, but, well, I do sense something foreboding, and yes, it's quite dire, whatever it is.
Yeah, the vibes are all bad here.
Yeah, well, Lord Neverember called in the reinforcements, so
Yeah, cavalry's here.
you are free to go. Can you find your way out?
Oh,
It's really not that far. We're only 2 rooms away.
Yes, but you see, I don't have any of my magic. Would you mind escorting me? Or do you have any food? All they've given me is horrible scraps. I don't know who's cooking it. You know,
I think Bryn filled his pockets before we left, so
Only got ration.
if you ask him nicely, I'm sure he has some left. But we can get you out of the mausoleum at least.
That would be most kind of you. I didn't even ask your names, nor did I give mine, but I'm assuming you're trustworthy. You're letting me go, not trying to kill me, right?
Not the cold.
See.
I will help her out of the sarcophagus. I don't know.
Oh, thank you. Quite a gentleman.
There's a first time for everything. Oh,
I would say give me a you two are interacting with her. Give me a insight check.
It's
cool 12.
both of us get 12s.
All right.
Doubles roll again.
Thank you so much. Quite a bothersome time down here.
Wouldn't happen to know. I didn't write their names down, but a historian.
I'm not much for history. I'm more leaning towards the future of things. As I've seen several premonitions. It's all bad.
There anything you think we should know?
Nothing I can think of.
There were three others. You know, have you ever interacted with them at all?
With whom?
Get out of this tunnel.
There were three others that were taken. Were you kept in isolation the whole time?
Oh, yes, I've been here the whole time. As you guys can escort her out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, there's more of you. Yes, I've been here for the better part of 2 or so days. Just left me pondering. Without my magic.
And how would they remove your magic?
I am
Did
unsure.
you see what they did?
They did not remove it. It was my own fault. I got wrapped up in some extraplanar excursions, and I don't know when it will be back. That is one of the curses of wild magic, is it tends to be wildly predictable, or rather unpredictable.
Wild magic. Oh,
It
that
is
makes you
quite wild.
That makes you Sarcel?
Yes,
Malinois?
Sarcel
Oh, sure.
Malinois at your service.
Oh, we got one of them.
Yeah. You might want to go and get to the Lord. They were looking for you as one of those that were kidnapped.
Lord Neverember. Good.
Yes.
Glad somebody's looking out for me. But, would you mind escorting me out of the graveyard? I've heard rumors of terrible undead.
They've
Sure.
been dispatched.
Oh,
Way out should be relatively clear.
relatively. And she just kind of looks down, and
Nothing is ever as safe as it seems.
she seems to be like hesitating on something quite easily, and just kind of
I'll
just
escort you
distant.
out.
Oh,
Yes, I can join you.
thank you. I Greatly appreciate it. As I said, no magic, so very horribly useless right now. But I will.
Well, let's go. You all don't get in any trouble. We'll be right back.
We'll stay right here.
You say that.
2 seconds
And
later.
Brindreg will take her by the arm
Oh,
and escort her over the rubble
thank you, thank you.
and out the mausoleum.
I will join with them.
Yeah. As they're gone for a few minutes, are you guys doing anything, or are you literally just staying here waiting?
I want to investigate the secret tunnel.
Oh, we got one more door to look. I'm actually just gonna go see if I can hear anything from that door.
Give me a perception check. Dread wants to go to the secret tunnel. And what, pray tell, is the rest doing? Looking down
28.
the other way. With the 28, it's dead silent.
Okay, so nothing there.
As everybody's splitting up to look at different things. Jeff, what are you doing about this tunnel?
I'm gonna peer into it. Is it big enough for me to get into it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you just kind of need to push some stones aside.
Yeah, I'm gonna get inside the tunnel and see how far it goes.
Secret tunnel, gotcha. So as you're going into the secret tunnel, lost it. I lost it. Where'd it go? Yeah. Going into this tunnel. It's only about 20 feet wide. And it comes out to another secret door, much like the previous one. As you're taking all the light with you, too.
Nice. So everybody's gonna know that I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys would see the light disappear as Jeff goes down
Like,
into another room.
Fucking Jeff.
I recast light onto my wand.
Good thing Jeff can see in the dark. As
I
Jeff,
would
the light
like
goes out.
to try to be stealthy and open up the other side of this door.
All right. Give me a stealth check. What the
20,
freaking
dirty 20.
20, absolutely. As you open up through the door, it opens to a small, pressure room. A little alcove, rusty standpipes and interlocking cogs cover the wall of this small alcove. There is a door right next to you.
I want to investigate for traps. So I don't want to move without doing that.
Give me an investigation check. Meanwhile, are you guys doing anything? Those of you
21.
Nice. It's not trapped.
All right, cool. Can I kind of discern what these pipes and cogs and stuff might be doing?
Waterworks, that kind of
Okay.
stuff. But what is the other party doing?
I'm going down this tunnel.
Okay.
Away.
I'm gonna follow her.
I will follow Larissa.
Okay. Love this for you guys. Yeah, as you guys are heading down. Absolutely. Rusted pipes run along the walls and ceiling. Water flows from nozzles in the scene. Blah blah blah. In the ceiling pipes, center of the room, a deep stone basin that's set into the floor, filled to the brim. Surface ripples revealing several watery creatures inside. To the south, a closed door is padlocked. As you approach this, water splashes and ripples burst out as the water itself attacks you, Larissa. What languages does Larissa know?
She knows. I think it's Elvish, Common, and Sign language. But I do have comprehend languages.
All right. You do hear words that you do not understand as this thing lashes out at you. Meanwhile, yeah, Brindrag and Dude escorting back Sarcel, Malinosh. Yeah, I was just worried. It does seem a bit creepy, exactly as I predicted. But thank you for coming to my rescue as you're just walking through the graveyard. I hope
Happy to help.
Lord Neverember is paying you well.
Oh, he's given me, given all of us, our own houses.
And worth a
My first house
house?
ever.
Interesting. I didn't think he cared that much. Fascinating. Not that house will matter. Not here, at least. And she kind of just, gazes off distantly for the most part while you guys are escorting her.
Well, you just said it's kind of ominous. Why is the market value going down in the future here?
Oh, I'm sorry. I ramble from time to time. I have seen things that could come to pass and things that might not. Traveling the plains is more and more complicated. Yes.
You're saying something's coming, or your gut is telling you something's coming?
I'm uncertain.
You have to trust those feelings. If those feelings are coming from somewhere, gotta trust them.
I'll allow you two to give me an insight check.
I will
Well,
use a lucky point, give myself an advantage.
All right.
I will use heroic inspiration and reroll. Is that just one die or two
You
again?
re-roll one of them. So whatever you roll, you're going to take. So you just roll one dice.
Hmm. 18.
With an 18, I would say as she's talking, she seems super distant. Like something is bothering her, especially anytime she mentions visions and magic. But that's what you kind of get from her, dude, that she's not being withholding, she's just almost unsure of herself in the moment and not sure why.
And when we're all done with this, and you want to talk, I can lend an ear.
What do you mean? Talk.
Well, it just seems like you have some feelings that are pent up, and if you want to get them off your chest, I'm here to listen.
I
I'm sure you've seen a lot of things, planes beyond me, but
Of course, those are fascinating, alluring, but I'll be honest, one particular vision I saw when traveling in the planar realms, a glimpse of a dreadful future, one I would not like to see pass. I saw a vision of a desiccated figure of a man levitating off of the ground, and she kind of closes her eyes, and if she's like reliving this vision, he was gathering evil energy all around himself in glowing wisps. This desiccated man then seemed he, he was screaming. The energy exploded, causing, I don't know what it was. I just, that psychic backlash, something terrible happened from his scream with this energy exploding. It was the most terrifying thing I've ever felt, experienced. That's when I lost my magic.
Disturbing.
I wish I could explain it better. I really do. But
It might be wise to share this vision with Lord Neverember. He seems to sense something is wrong as well.
I'm sure many get the sense of, for lack of a better term, dread. People's psyches are often aware of this, and even when they're not. Oh, we're almost out of the graveyard. Thank you so much. If I can ever repay the favor, more than Lord Neverember has, I would love to.
Brindrag will unlatch one of his sheathed daggers from his belt, and he'll stare at it intently, and it'll illuminate with a bright green light. And he'll hand it to her and say, "Just to be safe."
She smiles, and you'd see like a shiver come over her. Yes, glad to be out of there. I hope you find the others, and I hope it's not too late.
We need to get back to them. They're kind of trouble prone without us.
Let's see. Well, thanks again, and good luck. As you guys are out of the graveyard, like she starts wandering away, with a hastened pace, and I will say, you two did uncover Sarcel's secret, as you have gained a secret.
Oh, right.
However, and unfortunately, the rest of us are going to roll some initiative.
If you're within 30 feet of me, you have advantage.
So the Dread does not have advantage.
I got advantage.
I have advantage because of my shield.
The Dread does have advantage because of his shield. He doesn't need your glaive.
Alright.
I mean, it doesn't stop me from rolling poorly, but you know.
Absolutely.
Story of the night.
But with that, we'll do this one. Classic. So in the water here, Larissa, as something else pops up at you. The water itself, more so like this invisible creature that you can't quite see, that the water itself lashes out towards you. And tries to slam into you a couple of times. Actually, this one's more specific. Make sure I'm doing it right. Yeah, the water reaches out towards you. Getting a 17 to hit Larissa.
Yeah, that hits.
As you get dragged into the water, you take 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And you get dragged down about 5 feet. So as Nero and Zam are following Larissa down this pathway, you would see the water react and just pull her in. You would also hear, do either of you speak Primordial?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. You would hear a weird language. This as Nero, it's your turn. What are you doing?
Let's see. We're actually gonna take out the magic wand and throw a magic missile at the creature down there.
Okay.
So let's
Notably,
see.
what grabbed Larissa was not from this from the watery creature sticking out of the water.
Let's see. One charge, one level.
One charge does 3 bolts.
Okay, so we're gonna use 2 charges, so that's gonna be level 2.
Yeah, so we'll do 2 charges, level 2, shooting 4 bolts of purple darts launching towards this elemental.
8. At second level.
Okay, dealing 5 and 5 for 10 points of force damage as these purple darts dart into this elemental. Anything else for Nero?
We're gonna tell the cat to just go forward. And is it in range?
Yeah, it's within range. It's right there.
Yeah. And he's gonna attack
All
the
Bonus action having it go attack, absolutely.
23.
23 will absolutely hit this elemental
And
creature.
some force damage of 6.
It will take 6 points of damage.
And that'll be it.
That takes us to Larissa. Larissa, you're underwater.
Okay.
If you lose your breath, you're at the risk of drowning. Currently, you can hold your breath for a number of minutes equal to your Constitution modifier, +1, I believe. And if you cast a spell with verbal components, you will lose your breath. And then you will make Constitution saving throws every round. Unless you got other shenanigans, but what are you up to?
Looking through my things to see if I've got something that doesn't need verbal components.
The crux of the bard. I will say at this point, Jeffrey, you hear some splashing coming from that door as you're investigating it. No traps.
Yeah, my plan is to open that door on my turn.
Yeah.
Can I try and get out of the
Absolutely.
well, at least surface?
Yeah, with your action, you can try to escape the grapple if you'd like.
Should I just make a con save?
It is a strength save or a dexterity save, your call.
Well, actually, I'm in a grapple, yeah?
Yes.
But I'm going to do the con save. I cast command
Okay.
on the thing that's got me.
No con save necessary this turn. It would be next turn.
Yeah.
So fair enough. You cast command. What are you telling this water to do that's holding you? As you don't see it, it's just wet around you. It's just water.
Drop.
All right. There's a wisdom save from it. Got a big old 2. As it will drop you on its turn. So you can feel it starting to release you, but it hasn't quite released you.
Okay. And as my bonus action, I'd like to use my feature, what's it called? Beguiling something or other.
The beguiling magic that lets you...
Beguiling magic.
Yeah.
And
Lets you
I want
cast
to...
command as a bonus, right?
No, that's Mantle of Inspiration. Beguiling magic just means I can charm. Blah, 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 blah. On a failed save, the target has the charmed or frightened condition for 1 minute. And it basically, it stays on there until it successfully saves.
Okay. Wisdom save?
Right. I don't think it says, but I assume it's a wisdom save.
Now I gotta look.
Oh, make wisdom saving throw. There it is.
All right. Wisdom save. Got an 18.
Fuck. Okay, that's okay. Oh, wait. I would like to use a lucky point and give it disadvantage. Can I do that? Or is that a big no-no?
I will say you can in reaction this one time, but lucky is... It's less reactive. So in the future,
Okay.
I'll say I'll let it slip like now because we're level 10 folks. We're learning shit. But lucky you have to use proactively, so you have to be like, I'm gonna use lucky so they have this. And I think lucky might just be on attack rolls actually.
Give yourself advantage.
It gives you
attack
advantage
rolls.
on things, or it gives someone else disadvantage on attack rolls only, I think.
Yeah.
So keep your lucky point.
Yeah, okay, nice.
But it's not charmed for you, but it will drop you on its turn. And that will be all it will do on its turn. Fortunately, at this point, you are still grappled and restrained as you lose your breath and start to possibly inhale some water. That will take us to Zom.
I'm just gonna rush up.
Rushing on up.
And yeah, I will just attempt to slash at this large water creature with my glaive.
All right.
As soon as I find it in this list of things, there it is.
You've only got like 30 things in your action tab. 22 definitely hits.
6 points of slashing and 8 points of radiant damage.
Fair enough. As you slash into this water, it kind of just sizzles a little bit and seems to kind of wisp out and like it's trying to talk, but you just can't understand it. Anything else for Zom?
I don't have anything interesting to do with the bonus action, so no.
All right. Don't you have like a bonus attack as a bonus action, or is that later?
I can do it so many times a day.
Gotcha. Fair enough. As Jeffrey, you hear the sound of a struggle beyond that door.
Let's open this door.
You open the door. It leads to a room of many gears and cogs and several levers and wheels to turn.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go over here
And there's a door on the other side.
I'm gonna turn this wheel.
Okay, turning random wheel number 1.
Righty tighty or lefty loosey?
There's several wheels to turn. If you know, there's several of them. Let's see. This is the
Do I notice any markings on it?
So it's water pressure is what it does. You are unsure what any of this does at the moment. You'd have to spend time to figure out the system.
Well, I'm just going to learn by doing.
Okay. Roll me a D. Just double check. 4.
A D4. Got a 4.
Okay. As you just start opening up all the valves, as it seems to. You're not sure what it's doing, but it's doing something.
Yep. Can I get to? Let's see. Now that I've done that, can I get to this door and open this door?
I would say you would need to spend your action to do the turning of the wheels.
All right, and that'll be my turn.
That's going to take us to the elemental, who will lash out at Zom. In fact, it'll swim up here, covering your space as it warbles up. And I would like Zom and the cat to give me a strength saving throw.
23.
Very good.
8 for the cat.
As Zom is pushed to the side, as the cat is pulled into it, and takes 13 points of bludgeoning damage. Does it need air to breathe?
I don't know. I don't mean it's
I think
technically
it does.
it's technically a spirit of some kind of thing.
It still needs air.
I'm not sure. Okay.
I think
I'm not even
yeah.
sure how to remove health from it.
Same way you would from your thing. You can do it from the token.
Yeah, I'll do it from the token.
But also on the sheet you'll see it. Oh, I see. That makes sense. Yeah, just do it from the token. Where the red dot is just hit minus whatever, yeah. It's at the risk of... It's restrained, grappled, and it is being suffocated as Zom, the water reaches out towards you. Getting a 15 to hit.
That will miss.
As it slaps on the ground, you just kind of stand still for a moment as it slaps in front of you. Taking us to the creature that releases Larissa. With Larissa, you'd kind of come out here as you've been freed from its grasp, taking us to Narrow.
He's gonna move forward, and he's going to cast Hunter's Mark on the elemental.
Okay.
And then he's gonna attack it with his bow.
At 27 will absolutely hit.
And Hunter's Mark on. For 7.
It'll take 7 points of damage.
Yep. And then
as it doesn't seem to do as much except for that little bit of force damage.
Another one. And 26.
Yeah, rolling those attack rolls. As the arrow kind of pierces into it, just that little
13.
Little bit of force helps a lot. So it'll take 8. Again, it seems to be kind of resisting your the arrow's damage, but that force kind of helped pushing it into it.
That'll be it.
All right. That will take us to Larissa, who's in the water, no longer being grappled at the moment. You kind of rise to the surface easily enough.
Okay, so there's two creatures, the one that we can see outside the water and then whatever's is in the water.
Yeah. That's what it seems like.
Didn't like your hesitation.
Yeah.
Okay.
You shouldn't.
You know what? How does this spell work? What level spell it's I had it. Where was it? So many spells I hated. What duration you understand? Blah 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 blah.
I say just go for it.
Alright, well, okay, I just need to. It needs to be a spell. Actually, I'm gonna be classic bard,
Classic.
and I'm going to unleash vicious mockery. On the swan.
Okay. The one that you can see the cat just getting swirled up and churned up in there.
Yeah. And
It's a saving throw.
so I think it's a saving throw wisdom.
It got a big old 8.
Okay, so it takes the 2d6. So it takes 7 points of damage, psychic damage, and it has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Fair enough.
And
Anything else for Larissa?
I do it. I feel like I should just fucking do it. I'm just Mantle of Inspiration as a bonus action. You can expend.
It's a great one.
Mantle of Inspiration. That's Majesty. As a bonus action.
Mantle of Inspiration lets everyone gets to move, and they get temporary hit points.
That's and then Mantle of Majesty. Should I leave that to the big fight? Screw it. I'm going to expend one of my bardic inspirations.
Okay.
To try the Beguile magic again. To try and charm the water elemental.
Okay. Big wisdom save. Got an 8.
Fails.
So it is charmed or frightened.
Ooh. If they're frightened, they have to try and get away from me, isn't that?
No, that just gives them disadvantage on attacks.
Disadvantage. Whereas if they're charmed, they can't do AoE damage if I'm in it. Charmed, please.
Alright.
I think that's...
That will take us to Zamkog as Larissa is treading water in here.
And she is charmed the big boy.
The big boy seems to still churning the cat inside. I should ask, what does it look like as you're using this control over the water? If anything, or is it just you glance? Yeah, you. The one who's charmed.
I don't know what it would look like. She's obviously absolutely flustered in this state. She did not expect to be getting wet in these clothes.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very, like, I don't know how to describe it, but very concentrated eye contact.
Okay.
Like, it's just like, you're gonna listen to me. Like, almost the type of eye contact you give when you're trying to scold someone. Or get them to listen, force them to listen to you.
Fair enough. As you have eye contact with it. Zom, what are you doing?
Attacking it breaks the charm? I don't know.
I think if it's charmed person, I don't think it...
Oh, it's not, it just has the charm.
It just has the charmed effect.
Right.
Condition, sorry.
Oh, no new charmed. Barely no old charmed.
So now it gives you advantage on interactions with it, I think. It can't attack the charmer or target the charmer with harmful spells. That's what it does rules-wise.
So I can attack it freely without risking Larissa?
Yeah.
Then I will attack it freely.
Attacking it freely.
We'll attack with my glaive. Ooh, 12.
It's gonna be a miss.
I read my abilities. I will use my first War Priest charge and attack it again.
Okay.
They come back on short rests, so I can be a little more... well, you know.
Wow.
So be it.
It's gonna be a miss. Is this the...
Oh, it takes 6 points of damage, 3 from each, because I missed.
Absolutely. It will take 6 points of damage as the pipes kind of getting in the way of the ceiling isn't great for swinging this glaive around. Anything else for Zom?
No, I'll hold my ground.
All right. Jeff?
Jeff. He's going to open this door.
All right, Jeff, you open the door, you see the water going wild.
I'm going to say, hey, did my amazing pipe work get y'all wet? And I'm expecting a response for that.
Everything just goes silent.
Yeah, like did the water change? Come on.
As you can see, there's a cat inside just getting, like, machine washed in the water. As, like, 2 eyes are present in the water staring at Larissa.
All right, I'm gonna turn this knob directly below me.
Okay. It seems to be doing something, but you're unsure what.
Yep.
Anything else for Jeff?
No, I think that's my action and all that.
It's going to take us to the water elemental. The water elemental is going to deal 13 points of damage to the cat and take the disengage action and dive down into the water. At the same time, well, technically right after it. Getting a 19 against Larissa and a 20 against Zom.
Those are good.
Mm-hmm.
Larissa takes 15 points of bludgeoning damage. Zom, you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage. As you are both pulled into the water and dragged down. by 2 separate creatures. As you are dragged into the water, Jeff is trying to get these pipes to do something. They don't seem to do anything in this room in particular. Both Larissa and Zom, at the risk of drowning, as well as the kitty cat. Kitty cat's the deepest in the water, about 30 feet down. Nero's just watching all this happen as the water just kind of still splashing around, but that big creature of elementalness is, you can see it visibly in the water. Well, there's 2 hidden creatures within. Unfortunately, Dude and Brindrag are none the wiser of what they're walking back into. And this is where we're going to end tonight. With a little bit of a cliffhanger, as you know, we kind of flash over to Dude and Brindrag are just kind of like walking through the graveyard, like, yeah, we should get back. They're probably up to no good, and you know, then flash sideways to this happening as they're getting a free bath. But yeah, we will end there tonight, folks. So thanks for watching. Thanks for checking us out on the first session of our Vecna Eve of Ruin. Check us out next week for more shenanigans. But thanks again, and we'll see you next time.
Good night, interwebs.
Night,
Good
everybody.
night.
Bye.